wanna get away, but I could use some company. If you're alone like me, we could go on a trip. Girl, I wanna see the sun, dive into the deep ocean, dance with you all night long, move as you swing your hips. Let's take a break from the stress.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Charge Room. My name is Ilyasa Simpson, aka Coach Illy. We are here for Mindset Monday, where we are here to talk about ways, life tips to have healthy mental health. We are going to stomp out depression, y'all. We are going to have hashtag Do Better season, and we are here every single Monday. So tell all to stop by every Monday from 7 to 7:30 so you can get some life tips on having healthy mental health. We don't want anybody stressed. We don't want anybody overwhelmed and not have coping mechanisms to teach you different strategies how to be better, do better in different situations. So last week we talked about self-sabotage. So this is part two. Part two, we're going to talk about self-deception. So what is self-deception? It's seeing the world in which you see it, in which you believe it to be. But the difference is it may not be real reality. And what happens is people are faced by committing, I'm going to say, the crime of self-deception because they may not want to face reality. They have fears. They can't cope. And they don't like pressure. So what they do is create something that will help stabilize their moods so they can cope to go through a situation. So it could be people, it could be places, it could be things that may trigger someone to have anxiety or fears or get choked up or can't move, get stuck in a place. So how they get through, they create things in their mind to believe what is real for them, but it's really not real. And what happens is many people do it. Many people are in denial about it. Many people go through life believing it. So I can say, okay, they're going to create the lie, right? They're going to promote the lie, and then they believe the lie. That's basically what self-deception is. Believing the lie that they told themselves because they see a problematic situation and they need to get through it. They need to get through it. So that's like a clear explanation on what exactly is self-deception. So according to researchers, they say, for people to stay motivated of difficult situations, they will create a role in their minds how to get through. They will visualize something. Okay, I have to get through this. So what can I put in my brain to make myself believe that I'm going to go through this challenging time? Some people get numb, right? Some people get numb. They block things out and they'll put it in mind, anything, whatever it takes to get through, and it works for them. But the thing about it is they believe the lie. And sometimes they believe it so long, the lie, they make it a part of their truth. But it's really not their truth. They're only running away from their truth. So when you describe some different strategies that can happen is that, they, again, they prevent themselves from facing unpleasant facts, or in a quick one. They'll, what happens is, let's say someone is facing death and they don't want to believe that someone is dying. They will put in their mind, oh no, they're not dead. even to the point of at the funeral, they'll go to the casket and they'll see the person is in the casket. But some people go, you've seen horrible situations where some people go to the casket, grab the person and say, wake up, wake up. They put in their brain, because they can't face the truth, you're not dead, you're alive, wake up, you're sleeping. Some people slap the corpse and everything. I've heard and seen some really horrible situations because a person does not want to face the real fact that's of what's going on, and it's an unpleasant fact that they don't want to face. So, certain things will, again, whatever's problematic that they don't want to face. Sometimes when people are diagnosed with a condition or a chronic disease, something that has no cure, they may be in denial at first, and they put in their own mind, different ways that they're not trying to face the fear of the real reality of whatever's going on. So they will put something in their head, oh no, this didn't happen. This is not true. I'm not like this, until reality slaps them in the face. Okay, this is real. Or your body starts breaking down, or your blood pressure is too high, or you have sugar diabetes and you have faced it, and you want to continuously eat sugar, right? And then it gets to the point where you may have to get some limbs cut off. You don't want to face real reality, so you still keep doing things that you shouldn't be doing, and then the reality is the consequence of you not doing the right thing versus the wrong thing that will damage, who you are and what you're doing. So another strategy, what they call is, casting doubts on the credibility of the source. So let's say, I'm gonna use sports. Sports is a good one. So let's say your child is in a little league of something, junior varsity or whatever, and your son or daughter does not play the part as well as another team member. And let's say your child never starts. They're never in the starting lineup, right? So, you're watching your kid is not doing what they're supposed to, and you even try to teach them, go left when you're supposed to go right, and they turn around and go the other way, whatever the case may be. So you just let them flow a little bit. And you kind of turn a blind eye, or be like, okay, are they really doing that? They're really not doing that, but they're really doing it. But you're keeping it like, okay, maybe I'm hallucinating. They're a good kid. I taught them how to play. And you're toying with these ideas in your head, right? Instead of facing the real reality, okay, your child is not playing as well as others, and they're not good enough to play at the starting lineup. They need more practice. Or maybe that's not the sport for them. Maybe and what parents do too, is they put the child in the sport that they was the superstar in, but you didn't go to the you didn't go pro. So you want your child to pick up where you left off, and you gonna push them all the way to pro, but that's not their game. Maybe track is their game, maybe tennis is their game, but you want them in football, you want them in basketball, right? So parents will turn a blind eye because that is not their forte. So the coach is like, okay, your child can't go in the starting lineup, but you're beefing. Why my child is not starting? I've seen it on the field so many times. And then, what happened is that, the last strategy, is that it's called generating facts from the ambiguous state of affairs. Now, those are a lot of words, but let me just break it down, which would gently be saying people step around the fact that what's true is true and what's false is false. They tiptoe around it. They step around it. They will not come to the straight point and be like, okay, my kid can't play. But that's what it is. You use an example. Your child will never be in the starting lineup because either this is not their sport and you pushing them to create a skill that they do not have for this sport, or they need more practice and you are saying, oh, you don't need practice, you're good enough, but you want them to be in the starting lineup, and they will never be in the starting lineup because they do not maximize all the ability to be in that position on the team. So you have to make some choices. Either you would say, okay, let's try something else, or ask the child, do you really want to do this? Because maybe their heart is not in it. You know, sometimes as parents, we kind of force our children to do things that we wanted to do, or maybe we failed at, or maybe we didn't go all the way with, or something happened to us and we want, you know, the legacy to continue. Oh, my child is going to pick up where I left off at, and that is not for your child. Maybe your child wants to be a professor. Maybe your child, you know, wants to be a music teacher. Maybe your child, you know, just does not like sports. And you have to come to the real reality of that. Like, you know, and people, again, they will play that game in their mind and lie to themselves. Like, oh no, they gonna start every game and they can't even run up and down to do suicides on the field. Like, sometimes you have to just, you know, take the good with the bad and say, okay, you know, this is not the sport for you, or this is not, you know, the task that, the style, your style is different. And you have to, as a parent, accept that. Like, okay, let me try something else. Or ask your child, what do they like? What do they want to do? Maybe they like art. Maybe they like music. Maybe they like track, but not football, not basketball. Maybe they like boxing. And you have to, you know, come to real reality about things. So, you know, what is the root of self-deception, right? So self-deception, as we may call it, some people call it a lie, because it is a lie. It's a lie that you promoted, you told it, you created it, you promoted it, you told it, you believed it. You are believing this thing in your head. So it's a lie. And what happens is that people engage in self-deception to, again, not face the reality of their fears. They'll have anxiety. They, you know, have a neediness. You know, some people have a neediness to be accepted, or a neediness to be seen, a neediness to be heard, a neediness to be desired. You know, they have really strong emotions that, you know, they feel that they may not be enough, or, you know, they have low self-esteem, and they will create things in their mind and say, okay, well, I'm this. Or you can see it in people where they create these beliefs in their mind that sometimes are really irrational, right? So, and you can, there's attention seekers that are irrational sometimes. I'm just trying to throw out examples and not I'm trying to use simple examples so it won't sound so deep. And at the end of the day, deception is a coping mechanism. It's just to help you get through, because everyone can't get through life with successfully completing their stages of development. You know, they may go through a traumatic experience that does not allow them to go forward as freely as someone else that did not have that traumatic experience. And most times a person would need help. They may need to talk to someone. They may need to go to therapy. They may be diagnosed with something where most people don't want to face to say, okay, I have a mental health diagnosis. They don't want to nicely accept to say, you know, I go see a therapist or I see a psychiatrist. And then there's some people that say, oh, well, I don't need a psychiatrist. Okay, let me help y'all out. A therapist is for talk therapy. A psychiatrist prescribes mental health medication for behavioral modification, right? To change the behavior so you can function normally in life. And some people who had bad experiences with medication, instead of them switching off their medication to a medication that was more for them, they would stop taking medication and their life becomes hard, or they may go to substance use or alcohol use to try to water down what they're going through. Let me tell y'all something. If you need help, go get help. Most times you may just need talk therapy. You may just need a safe space to get off your chest things that may be bothering you. You may need to get off your chest, you know, traumatic situations that happened to you when you were 6, when you were 12, when you were 15, when you were 20, that you never told anyone. And it may be eating you up inside. And what may happen is, to hide all of that, you may create something in your mind to believe in yourself of what you're trying to hide from, the real reality that you are damaged. You are damaged and scarred emotionally, and you don't want anyone to know. Because some people, what they do is, you know, women, they may wear, you know, makeup. I mean, boss makeup, flawless makeup. They may cover themselves in a way where you totally do not recognize them from their natural look. Men, what they may do, they may be an exceptional dresser. They may, you know, take their time out and, you know, get this most fabulous car, to take anything to take the attention off of the core reasoning of what could be wrong with them. But that's just their coping mechanism. So they can get through, life, so they can get through the day without cracking, without crying, without breaking down. So people are going to create whoever they want to be so they can get through their day, whoever they need to be so they can get through their day. They, you know, some people smoke weed just to get through the day. Some people eat candy to get through the day. Some people drink coffee just to get through the day. All of these things are coping mechanisms to help a person get through their get through. So they don't have to face real reality. So they can sit in their own space and say, oh, it feels good here. It feels comfortable here. There's so many people that are afraid to face their fears. So they create their own space to say, I'm good here. I'm comfortable here. And they may not ever get to face their fears because they always run away from it instead of running towards it. They don't want to meet their moment of truth. They don't want to get over the battle. They're just cool in their own space that they created. And as long as it just gets them through. Some people, that's all they can handle. That's all they can handle because they may fear that they may snap and never come back. And it's a possibility. It's a possibility. So let me tell you how, let me give you some signs of how people may be deceiving. They deceive themselves, what they call lying. So what happens is that, you know, some people, they'll repeat a question before you answer them. So let's say, you know, in a relationship, were you cheating on me? They don't want, the guy or the woman, they don't want to face that they cheated on you. So they're going, cheating on you? Why would I cheat on you? They answer a question with a question, right? And they'll be vague about their answer. And they'll try to get you to believe that they didn't cheat on you, but they know damn well they did. So they're going to tell that lie. So that's self-deception. Because you want to believe the lie. And some people go so long to believe the lie, they really believe the lie. They create the lie. Remember, they create the lie. They promote the lie. They believe the lie, right? So, another way they do it, they will fail to provide specific details to a story. They'll jump around and to kind of throw you off in your thinking process. Like, and again, people who groom themselves to a T, and they will play with the idea, you know, I need to be this way because I'm really this way. So some people lack self-confidence. Some people lack, you know, having a good posture, or some people lack, you know, self-esteem. And because they don't want anybody to see it. Some people are so broken on the inside, they just don't want anybody to know that they're really going through it. And a lot of times people who are leaders or influencers, they may get stuck in that world where they don't want anybody to know that they are less than this particular influencer or this leader. And they're suffering in silence. So they deceive themselves to believe it. I'm going to tell y'all one thing. The singer Prince, the last 2 years of his life, he was using drugs, and everyone knew him to never use drugs. He was using drugs because he wanted to be a perfectionist in his performance for every show that he displayed to his audience. And it's like, you've been performing for 20, 30 years. In every practice, every performance, you doing all these flips and you know, splits and all over the place jumping. Your body can't take it. Your body can't take it. So he was hurting really bad, in so much pain that he was taking drugs so nobody would know that he could not deliver the best show that he could for his audience. And all you could just say is, wow. You know, some people are so fearful that they cannot be perfect, that they will create this whole deception to not face the real reality that, okay, you're not perfect, but guess what? It's okay not to be perfect. It's okay. So let me just give you some tips on how can you stop deceiving yourself. Now, the first one is all about identifying who you really are. Identifying who you really are. And that's hard for most folk. They do not like the truth. They do not want to look at themselves in the eyes and say, listen, You are not perfect. You have blemishes. You are broken. You've been through some storms. You have bruises and scars. Some people don't even understand what a real bruise and a scar is. They think it's something that you see. What about the ones you can't see? The ones you don't want nobody to know about. And they're tearing you apart. Face your real reality. Face your real reality and develop real relationships and real bonds with people. Another way is, instead of trying to avoid the punishment, face the music. Face the music. So again, it's like some people, they will criticize themselves. You got to stop the negative self-talk. Stop thinking that you are not good enough because somebody else told you. Stop thinking you are not beautiful because somebody else told you. Stop thinking that you are not what you are. You are what you are not, or vice versa, whatever the case may be. And you're only like that because someone that you admired, cared about, or feeling strong for, told you wrong. Sometimes our parents put us down and we believe it. It happened to me. Sometimes, your friends will put you down. It happened to me. Sometimes, your family members are say negative things to you. It happened to me. You can go through all walks of life and people you love will not say all things that you like. It's like eat the meat and spit out the bones, y'all. So it's like you have to identify who you are. You have to believe in who you desire to be and work towards that. And you can't do it with the validation. We're trying to receive validation from someone else. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. So return to core values of being a human. And see, my core values are living by the fruits of the Spirit. I can't go wrong with that. I can't go wrong with living by how God wants me to live. I can't go wrong with that. I can't go wrong with praying to God and asking God to correct me, to take me on courses where He wants me to go. Take me out of the occasion and the events, Lord. Take me out the episodes and show me what I need to do, and show me how you want me to be. Show me how you want me to talk, how you want me to stand, how you want me to posture myself, how you want me to move and give action and minister and do what it is for me first. I have to do me first. And then I can help somebody else. So don't act like you are perfect and you did it all and you walking around with bruises. Man, we all got bruises. I had bruises. I had cut scrapes and busted open scars. But I had to heal. And I came a long way to heal between all of my traumatic episodes of my life. And healing, it give you that glow, y'all. It give you that glow. You want to heal because then you won't allow anyone else to bring you to a place that you never want to go again. So tonight, thank you for stopping by. Please share this episode of self-deception and take time out to identify who you are so you could be a better you. Be a better you. Stop helping people when you are broken. You can't help somebody with an empty cup. You people are only supposed to get your overflow. Not a half a cup, an empty cup, even a full cup. No, they're supposed to get your overflow. So my name is Ilyasa Simpson, a.k.a. Coach Illy, and this is Mindset Monday. And we are going to stop deceiving ourselves. We're going to stop negative self-talk. We are going to face our realities and walk in our truth. Because when I tell you the other side, baby, is good, it is good. So I'll see you next week. Share this broadcast, and you have a wonderful, wonderful night.
I wanna get away, but I could use some company.